So guys, we're going to design this session, our service session now. So I've viewed the Figma file in the prototype. So in the prototype now, it's showing us in the design that anytime we hover on it, then this image should change. You can see here. So this is the prototype for the Figma file. So let's try to implement something like that in our Elementor. So what's the first thing we have to do? The first thing we have to do is number one. This is what we are having here. So this is the file. So we are having our services, and then we are very experienced in the following services. So let's create this one before creating the session. So what's the first thing we have to do is like we always do, we'll bring out a container, and then we set it to 0. And inside this container, what are we having here? We're having our services, and then what? So let's copy this on our services. Inside this container now, let's have heading. We're having heading, then we set it to H2. So H2, and then don't forget the padding is what? The padding here, the padding top is 128, the padding left is 128, the padding right is also 128, while the padding bottom is what here? We're having 48. So let's give it here. So padding top of 128, padding right of 128, padding bottom of 48, and then padding left of 128. So that's what we are having here. So let's look at the font. So we have 48 and then 400. So we are having 48 here, and they're also having 400. So the next thing we're having here is we're having our text element. We're having our text element here like this. So our text element. So what's the gap between this and this? We're having 8 pixels. So it will be between this. So the gap will be, and then 8, right? So that's what we're having. We're having 448, and then so the text color should be what? The text color should be it's our brand secretary. Text color is neutral black if I'm not, but I can't really get text color now, but I've copied it. So let's check for the description. This is the text color, neutral black. Text color is neutral black. That's the text color, neutral black, and then the size is 24, and then the font weight is 400. Yeah, font width is 400, and the line height is 24 pixels. So can you see what we're having now? So we are done with this, and then let's check it in the responsive mode. So like we always do so in the case of this, it will be 40 by right, 40 by left. Let's pick 80 by top, and then let's do 40 by bottom, and then let's change this font size of this one. Font size of this one should be 30. Let's pick 40. Font size of this one should be 40, and then this one should be 20. So let's just put it that way. And then in the case of the mobile mode, so this one should be all 20. You can just see, you can put the third by 30, no, top by 30, right by 20, bottom by, let's just say 20. We are good with 20. No, let's put it by 30, and left by 20 as well. So this will be 16 pixel. Yeah. So that's that for that. So let's now move back to, can you see what we're having here? In the case of this now, so the next thing we have here is this is what we want to work on. So Elementor has given us a few layouts that is going to make this much more simpler to use, and then we'll be making use of grid layout. That is, on the row it will be 3, and then on the column so 1 2 3, that's the column, 1 2 3 column, and then 1 2, that is the row. So on the column of 3 and on the row of 3. So let's now drag the container widget, and then let's set it to grid. So the grid here will be what, 1 2 3, and then 2 on the column of what, on the row of 2. So like we always do, let's set the margin and then the padding to 0, and then this, let's set it to 0 as well. So for this one, we're going to bring in the container, and then the container we're going to set in the margin and padding to be what, 0, and also the gap to be what, to be 0 as well. So that's what we are having here. So in the case of this now, look at this now. So we're going to also have a container here. So the container here is going to be 0 0, and also this one also will be 0. So let's bring out our structure, and then let's see what we have. So in the case of this now, let's also have another, let's duplicate this. Yeah. So we are duplicating this. So this first one is going to contain all the images here, and then the second one is going to contain the text. So we are having, by default now, we are having 3 images here, in the sense that this is the first one, this is the overlay, and then we also have another one beneath it, that is, this is it. Once you hover on it, you can see before you hover on it, you are seeing the Shark2 outdoor services. That is what is on the overlay, and then what is on the overlay right now, this is it here. And then when you now hover on top it, so then you're able to get the actual picture. So that is what we are going to be doing here now. So the first one we are going to be having here, we're going to be having the overlay of the image. So let's bring it down here, and then let's look for it here. So services image, where is the overlay? Yeah, this is the overlay. See, that's the first one we're having. The second one, that is the hover image. Let's put this on to full. Let's duplicate this, and then take the hover image. So the hover image will be what? Can you see this one, right? So let's go and copy the hover image. Let's name it the hover image too. Everything has been here. Let's name it this one, the first one. So we're having the first one here, and then the lastly, let's also duplicate this also. So that will be the last image here. To be the last image, that is that button. You know, I said that button, that small like logo that is on top it. That is what we are having here. So you can't see it now, maybe because as you change the background to green, now you'll be able to see it. But let me just do something here now. So in the case of this one now, I want to give it a class. So I'll name the class Olu. Alright. So I've written a custom CSS here for it. And this is the custom CSS. So this is the custom CSS we are having. Can you see it now? So it has been on top of it. So that is what we want to do. So in the case of this one also, in the case of this first image, so I've given it a class of initial image. So this is the initial image. So I'll drop the class here, initial image, and then that of the second one, that will be the over image. So that will be the over image here. That of the second one, that will be the over image here. So, and I want to put in the classes. Look at the classes here now. We are having some classes here. So let's input these classes here. In the top container here. So these are the custom CSS. The custom CSS, I'm going to release the custom CSS. I'll release it for you guys so you'll be able to see what I'm saying. So in the case of this image container now, let's just bring this image container and then give it a class here. So this is the class we want. Can you see now? So this is what we are having. When we over on it, can you see? So I don't want us to be writing the CSS, but I will provide you guys the CSS code. So the next thing now, you can see when you over on it, can you see? So the next one now we're having here right here now is this container. So the container we are just having, we're having the text, the description, and then the button. So we're having it here. So this container now, this container. So let's just give it a padding of, okay, before giving it a padding, let's give it a text. What was the text? The text is, the first one is what? Retaining walls. So retaining walls. We also have the text. We've copied it here and then so you also have to shorten the words. So the next thing we're having here is a button. So the button is going to be learn more. So that is what we're having. So the button is going to be empty. So let's just do something like this. No. Yeah. So the text color is what do we have as a text color? Yeah, that's the main brand. So that's the main brand there. Then the padding should be there. Yeah. So in the case of this one now, this is a column. And this, we want to set it to column 8. You can see the gap between it is 16. So and then this is a column itself now. So this is a container. So let's set it to column and then give it a gap of what? A gap of 16. Can you see? So this container itself, let's now give it a padding of 24 pixels across board. Yeah. So this is what we are having right now. Can you see what we are having right now? This is what we are having right now. So when I over on the image, you can see. So in the case of this, So in the case of this is our container. So can you see? Let's just give it a style, because it's also having a style. The border is 1, and then the border color is this, and then the border radius is 16 pixel. So here we have it. Can you see? So So that is what we are having here in this case now. So in this case, I just want to make sure everything is set to 0, the padding, the margin, everything is set to 0, 0, 0. So that is not what we have in here, so that it will be much more easier. You can see when we click, when we over on it, we are having this. So let's change the button. Yeah, the button is learn more, and then let's style the button. So the button is learn more. The button is 16 pixel, and then its width is 600. So learn more, 600. Width is 600, and then it is 600. Yeah. So that is what we're having right now. Can you see? So once you over on it, so the images, I just want to check the images and then make sure the padding and then the margin is not in alignment. Yeah. So these are the words. These are the custom code I've written for it, but I'll attach the custom code to the video so you can able to see this. So you agree with me that these are 6 in numbers. So let's just copy it. This is where we will copy it. Let's copy this one. I'm not going to copy it. So let's copy this one. Let's duplicate it. 1, so 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the last one 6. So let's give this one 26, the row, and then the column gap. The gap should be 26. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So this is what we want. Can you see? So once we over on it, can you see? Once we over on it, so let's now go and change the text. Let's go and change the text. So the first one is retaining word. The second one is walk away. It's just the text we want to change, and then we can also change the images. The second one is walk away. The third one is patios. Patios. The fourth one is yard expansion. So yard expansion is the fourth one. The next one is storm grading, and then the last one is step building. So let's copy storm grading, and the last one is step building. So can you see how easy it is? So last one is step building. So here we are. Let's just make it responsive. On mobile mode, we want it to be 2. We want it to be 2. That's what we want. On mobile mode, we want it to be 2. Want it to be 2. So we have it 2. We also have it 2. That is what we want. And then the padding, we want to have it as 40 by the right, 40 by the left. Yeah, that's what we want. So, and on the desktop mode, it will automatically adjust by itself, if I'm not wrong. So let's just do this one too. That is, we want 20 on. We want 20 on mobile mode. So that is what we are doing here. Can you see? You can also change. You can also change it. You can also change this one. You can change the style. You can change the font to 16. Let's change it to 20. Let's change it to 25. Let's say 25. And let's do 20 as well. 20 is quite good. So let's copy it, and then over here we paste it as style. Can you see? Here to be paste it as style. Here also we also paste it as style. Here also we also paste it as style. In this case also we also paste it as style. So can you see how easy it is? So it's quite responsive on the desktop, it's quite responsive on the tablet, it's also responsive on the mobile mode. Can you see? So here is what we have been doing so far. So far so good. We've been able to create the header, we've been able to create the hero session successfully, and then we'll also be able to create our service session successfully. Look at the way we created it. Once the user hover on it, then it will change, and then also it will change the background color. So in the next session here now, we'll be working on this. We'll be working on the job done. So that's what's going to be doing on the next session. So I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.